Very warm good evening to all. Today we are going to discuss very important topic, that is quashing of criminal proceeding. Now quashing of criminal proceeding, name itself suggests that quashing, to finish it off, to get it dropped, the criminal proceedings. Now in the old CRPC it was section 482 and the new BNSS it is 528. There is not much change, but the basic things remain true, that these both sections are used to drop the criminal charges, to quash the criminal charges, to finish the criminal proceedings. And the power lies with the High Court, where the question will be filed with the Honorable High Court of the particular state. If there is a FIR in Mumbai, then it will be Bombay High Court. As elsewhere, Jabalpur, wherever it is. Because the High Court is the highest land of the state. Now, when we speak about quashing of proceeding, one judgment I want you to read, that is Bhajan Lal's judgment. Now, why Bhajan Lal's judgment? Bhajan Lal's judgment is the basic foundation in the 482 CRPC. I am repeating 482 CRPC because the old act was 482. Now also if you search on the any legal portal, you will find legal website, you will find 482 CRPC most of the cases, because the new act has just come. So 528 there will be less cases. So for quashing of proceedings for next 15-20 years, you have to go through these old cases under 482 CRPC. They will guide you how to file the for quashing of the criminal proceeding. Now, what can be quashed? That is this FIR and also the charge sheet. Now, everybody knows FIR comes first. FIR will be 6 pages, 10 pages, 12 pages, at the most few pages. It will not be having the charge sheet. Charge sheet is the complete culmination of the investigation process which has taken the place. That is the conclusion. See, I would also add one more thing here, that investigation never stops. It continues. You will not find any judgment where the court will say stop investigation. They will say continue investigation but do not file the charge sheet. So even the court never say for the finding of the justice, for the truth, to have justice, to find the truth. The court will say police department to continue the investigation, but they will never say, the word is stalling the investigation. The court will never stall the investigation. But it may stop the filing of charge sheet. Whenever you file for the quashing of charge sheet or quashing of the FIR, they will say if there is no material, they will help you to quash it. But there are certain guidelines which you need to follow, that you should be able to tell the court it is a frivolous litigation, there is a false case foisted upon you, or the case is of a civil nature and forcefully it has given the color of the criminal matter. That is the possible. There are possibilities when check bouncing cases 138 is clearly there, but they show the element of the cheating and then they get the FIR registered. So there are cases where check bouncing cases are given the color of the cheating and the case is filed and in a criminal charges, and that time you can go to the Honorable High Court and say actually it is a financial transaction between the two parties and from inception there was no cheating element. Now this can go on, but the base thing is that there is a judicial discretion with the High Court will use. That is called inherent power of the High Court. So under inherent power of the High Court has got the authority, power to stop the false charges, to drop the false charges, to quash the false charges. When we speak about this quashing of charges, now I'll come to the filing of the 482. Now when you file 482, there are two ways. Sometimes some people file, once the FIR is lodged, they directly rush to the High Court. Now there are two opinions in this. If actually on the face of it, prima facie, you can say the case is false case, then you can go for quashing of the even FIR. But normally the court entertains 482 CRPC only after filing of charge sheet. because they say, let the investigation come, let the charge sheet is filed. That is the normal course. But in few of the cases, court has also admitted the FIR, quashing of FIR, that is before the charge sheet. Now, before the charge sheet, it will not be under 482 CRPC, that is the old act, and new act BNSS 528. If it is before the charge sheet, then under Article 226, it will be a writ petition. But the more or less the soul of the 482 quashing and the under Article 226, the meaning is the almost same, because the purpose of both of it to get the criminal charges quashed by the Honorable High Court. If the Honorable High Court do not entertain and say no, we are not quashing charges, you can go to the Supreme Court by way of SLP, that is special leave petition, civil or criminal. The SLP will be civil or criminal, but in this case it will be criminal. Now, when you speak about the quashing of charges, the normally any FIR, if lodged, maybe there is a possibility from your client's angle that there is an element which says that this matter was of civil nature. One. Number two, it is a possibility that politically motivated, like in Bhajan Lal's case. See, I would like to tell you, no quashing in the High Court should be filed by any lawyer. It's taught by my senior to me without reading the Bhajan Lal case. So whenever there is a, you're filing the 482 CRPs or quashing of charges under 528 BNS Act, always quote the Bhajan Lal's case. The court will actually appreciate you that you have read Bhajan Lal and come to the court. Bhajan Lal, there are guidelines given for quashing. In Bhajan Lal's matter, what has happened? He was a chief minister, he was also union minister, he was politically motivated. That was the case. Said that charges were filed only because there were a political vendetta, there was some political दुश्मनी थी, ऐसे बताया गया. So it is very important that you should be able to show something to the court. Now, when you file quashing, you should be able to give FIR the statement, also the backdrop of the case, in what way the FIR is lost, why it is frivolous, why there is a false case. You should be able to give your documents. It may be in electronic media now, with it may be WhatsApp, it may be some videos, it may be some later documentary proof also. So you should have a solid proof when you go for quashing. Just when a client comes, do not just try to make out one more case for the High Court, because High Court will not appreciate if without any proper material you go to there for quashing. I'll give one example of my case. In one of my case, what happened? This was a man who was traveling by flight. Now, this client of mine was having a suitcase, and while the machine was scanning at the airport, they found this small weapon, which was not actually very harmful, but it was a small weapon, and it was by mistake. And he was going to UK for a job. He had a company letter. The ticket was purchased by company. He was going on a job. Now he was an engineer by profession. There was no antecedent to him, no criminal previous record. Very educated man, but he was caught at the Mumbai airport. Now when he was caught, he was arrested. Later he was released. He came to me. I waited till the charge sheet is filed, and charge sheet there was no material to show that he had any intention to cause any harm at airport or in a flight, something like that. And also in the investigation, it came that his father was a regular traveler, and when he came from his village, it was his suitcase and that small weapon, which was very not harmful. It was a small knife, in fact. It was only because it was not a fruit knife, but you can carry fruit knife. There are guidelines also in the airlines that what you can carry, scissor, which scissor you can carry, and that also in check-in, or you can't take anything in the cabin. Now, see, he couldn't disclose. His father also gave a statement. It was my suitcase. It was because of me. Police also could not find much material. I went to the Honorable High Court of Bombay. The matter got quashed, but then I have to convince his past, his education, his company certificate, why he was traveling. He had no criminal antecedent before or after. Now that is how it got. There are also one more case of one Miss Sonal of, I think I remember, of Delhi High Court. There also something was found when she was traveling in metro in her purse, which was very difficult, that a lady will carry something like while traveling in metro. There also the matter got quashed. So there are cases where you are able to show that you are not at fault, your client is not at fault, there is no material evidence in the charge sheet, even prima facie to bring out a case, then there is a every likelihood that this will be, charges will be quashed, charge sheet will be quashed, and your accused will get and be discharged from the case. So this was for the quashing. Now we will go ahead with Priya for reading. Priya, you can start from this. This is an
Yes,
order since the petition. Can you see it, Priya?
yes, ma'am.
आप start कर दो.
Since the petition involves common questions of fact and law, therefore, they have been heard unanimously and are being decided by this common order. However, for the sake of convenience, facts of WP number 23249 of 2023 are being taken note of. The petitioner, by the instant petition filed under Article 226 of the Constitution of India, is challenging the validity of order dated 21st August 2023 passed by respondent. Number 2, Commissioner, Sagar Division, Sagar, whereby affirming the petition's order of dismissal from service dated 10 December 2020, the authority has dismissed his appeal. The facts of the case, in short, are that the petitioner, being an adhyapak, was the employer of school education department during the course of his service tenure. A case got registered against him, and as such, he was tried under section 323 and 34 of the Indian Penal Code and convicted for a period of 6 months with a fine of rupees 300 against the judgment of his conviction, though the petitioner preferred an appeal, but wide order dated 26th of October 2016, the appellant court, affirming the order of trial court, has dismissed his appeal. Thereafter, the petitioner preferred a revision before the High Court, in which his period of conviction got stayed, wide order dated 7th of November 2016. In the meantime, a notice was issued to the petitioner on 2nd of January 2020 seeking his reply as to why his service be not dismissed, which was replied by him on 10th February 2020. On 10th December 2020, respondent number 4 passed an order dismissing the petitioner from service. The said order of dismissal from the service was challenged by the petitioner by filing an appeal before respondent number 2, Commissioner, Sagar Division, Sagar, who by impugned order dated 21st August 2023, affirming the petitioner's order of dismissal from service, has dismissed the appeal. Hence, this petition, replying on a case reported in 2008, 3 SCC 743, State of Madhya Pradesh and others versus Hazari Lal, wherein it has been observed by the Supreme Court that conviction of government employee on a criminal charge does not mean that, irrespective of the nature of case in which he is involved or the punishment which has been imposed on him, an order of dismissal must be passed. It is argued by Shri Pandey that the order of the petitioner's dismissal from service, replying upon their conviction of minor offences registered against them under section 323. Ma'am, can you scroll? And 34 of IPC cannot be said to be proper in any manner. Reliance has further been placed on an order dated 13 September 2023, passed in writ petition number 1859 of 2023, Dinesh Kumar Bilatre versus the state of Madhya Pradesh and others, in which, dealing with amongst similar facts and circumstances as involved in the case at hand, the coordinate bench of this court has set aside the order of dismissal from service passed against the petitioner therein. The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that under the existing facts and circumstances of the case, the petitioner's order of dismissal from service dated 10 December 2020 is not sustainable in the eyes of law and is liable to be set aside. On the other hand, the government advocate has opposed the submission advanced by Sri Pandey and submitted that, being a teacher, it is not expected from the petitioners to indulge themselves in any offence whatsoever. In the next, argued that when the trial court of the appellant court has affirmed the petition order of conviction, then the authority had no other option but to dismiss their service. Keeping a step aside, he has submitted that the petitions are without any substance and liable to be dismissed. Considering the arguments advanced by learned counsel for the parties pursuant on record and the cases on which reliance has been placed, I am of the opinion that every conviction of an employee cannot be converted into his/her dismissal from service because such punishment is too harsh. Dealing with this issue, the coordinate bench of this court in the case of Dinesh Kumar Bilatre has observed as under. Mrs. Shobna Sharma, learned counsel from the petitioner by placing reliance on judgment of Apex Court in state of Madhya Pradesh and others versus Hazarilal 2008-3 SEC 273 and the judgment of division bench of the court in WP number 1605 of 2018, Rajendra Prasad Chaure versus Union of India and others, dated 27th of January 2023, submits that in the impugned order, no reasons are assigned as to why any other punishment or even a minor punishment could not have been imposed considering the nature and gravity of the matter. In the facts and circumstances of the case, it was not necessary to impose the punishment of removal. The said punishment is harsh and excessive. Mrs. Shikha Sharma, learned panel lawyer, supported the impugned order and submits that procedure prescribed under Rule 19(1) of CCC rules has been followed. There is no procedural impropriety and principles of natural justice were superbly followed. Thus, petition is devoid of substances. No other point is pressed by learned counsel for the parties. I have heard the parties at length and pursued the record. The doctrine of proportionality exists in India from time immemorial. The doctrine is applied by courts in criminal cases on regular basis. The principle is that one cannot be visited with an extreme order punishment which is not commensurate to the misconduct offense. It is noteworthy that separate rock edict of Emperor Ashoka at Dholi said that Ashoka expressed his anxiety that undeserved and harsh punishment should not be imposed. Dharma Moksha contains a shloka.
Okay, you want me to read?
Yes, ma'am.
अपराधानुरूपं च दंडं दंडयेषु दापयत सम्यग् दंड प्रणयनं कुर्यात् द्वितीय यम अपराधम न कस्यचित् शमेत. इसका मीनिंग पढ़िए अभी आप.
It means that let the king inflict punishment upon the guilty corresponding to the nature of offense, according to justice, not pardon anyone who has committed the offense for the second time. The point involved in this case is no more Rex Integra, the Constitution Bench of Supreme Court in Union of India and others versus Tulsiram Patel, 1985, 3 SCC 398, opined that even if an employee is convicted under some provisions of penal laws, IPC is not mandatory or obligatory on the part of the department to impose the punishment of removal or dismissal from service. The competent authority needs to apply its mind whether the conduct which led to conviction is such grave which warrants punishment of dismissal or removal only. In a given case, it is open to the department to impose even a lesser minor punishment. The dicta of Tulsiram Patel was followed in Hazarilal, and it was held that while taking decisions under Rule 19(1) of CCA rules, authority is required to examine the gravity of conduct which led to conviction minutely, and punishment orders cannot be passed in a routine manner. Relevant para reads thus: by reason of the said provision, thus the disciplinary authority has been empowered to consider the circumstances of the case where any penalty is imposed on government servant on the ground of conduct which has been led to his conviction on a criminal charge. But the same would not mean that, irrespective of the nature of the case in which he was involved or the punishment which has been imposed upon him, an order of dismissal must be passed. Such a construction, in our opinion, is not warranted. The division bench of the court in Rajendra Prasad Chaure has taken the same view. It was, if the impugned order dated 27th November 2020 is minutely examined, it will be clear like cloudless sky that there is no iota of reason assigned in the entire order as to why the punishment of removal from services was found to be adequate for committing the offense under section 324 of IPC. The disciplinary authority was required to examine the gravity of conduct which led to conviction of principles of proportionality. There is no findings that the conduct which led to conviction was so grave that no such other punishments would commensurate to the offense conduct. Thus, the order dated 27 November 2010 is set aside. The district education officer, Chhatrapur, is directed to reconsider the punishment on the anvil of doctrine of proportionality and pass a fresh order in accordance with law within 30 days from the date of production of the copy of this order. In the view of aforesaid enunciation of law, I have no hesitation to say that, taking into account the nature of offense registered against the petitioner, their dismissal from service cannot be said to be proper. Thus, the petitioners are allowed. The petitioner's order of dismissal from service dated 10 December 2020 is hereby set aside. Needless to say, when the basic order giving rise to the dispute has already been set aside, then the order of Commissioner, Sagar Division, Sagar, respondent number 2, would have no legs to stand on, and as such, the order dated 21st of August 2023 is also set aside. In pursuance of interim orders dated 15th September 2023 and 12th September 2023, since the petitioners are performing their duties, therefore the respondent are directed to allow them to work on their respective posts.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
you
Thank you, Priya. We will go to legal vocabulary. It is visible, Vandana? Thank you. Niceties. The word is niceties. Everybody know meaning of nice. But here see niceties means small or delicate, छोटी छोटी चीजें. The apex court in Savita versus Binder Singh and others has held that at the time of fixing compensation, court should not succumb to the niceties or technicalities of law. If you understand the meaning, that while at the time of fixing compensation, कोर्ट को छोटी छोटी चीजें नहीं देखनी चाहिए. कंपेंसेशन देना है तो टेक्निकल नहीं देखना चाहिए. कंपेंसेशन एक्सीडेंट केस में या कुछ और केसेस में देना चाहिए, कंज्यूमर मैटर्स में. Squarely covered. Now, when you argue before the High Court, Supreme Court, or any court, when you submit a judgment, you should be able to say that is squarely covered. I'm sorry. Something fully addressed by the, in some judgments by the Honorable Judge. Since the issues raised before us are squarely covered by the decision of this tribunal in assessor's own case for preceding assessment year so-and-so and revenue being unable to controvert this fact by placing any other binding precedence in its favor, we fail to find any infirmity in the finding of learned CITA. Impropriety. Now, behavior or action which are morally wrong. कुछ गलती है. There is no procedural impropriety and principle of natural justice is followed. Abate. Abatement, everybody knows. Actively encouraging. Abate karna. If any person after the commencement of this act gives or takes, abates the giving or taking of dowry, he shall be punishable in prison. This is from an act. Okay, everybody knows which act I'm talking about. It was previously in IPC, now it will be NSC. Now, so you are actively encouraging. आप कुछ कर नहीं रहे, but you are, कोई किसी को पीट रहा है, मार रहा है, आपके सामने 10 चीजें हो रही है, but you are not in, and on the, you are encouraging, ये मारो पीटो, it is abatement. Now, emanating. To produce or show something. The principle of law emanates from the above judgments are that initial burden is on the department to prove the charges. Embellishments. Addition of embellishment, meaning ही समझ में आ जाता है. Addition of false or unnecessary details. जिसकी जरूरत नहीं है बढ़ा चढ़ा के. The delay in registering the FIR coupled with the contradictions in the evidence of the injured victim, the embellishment of these witnesses elicited through the cross-examination of investigating officer would clearly indicate that the prosecution witnesses have taken sufficient time to falsely implicate the accused person against whom they had enmity. Antecedents, previous record, mostly criminal. This being the position of law, it is clear as cloudless. See the language. The cloudless sky that the High Court has totally ignored the criminal antecedents of the accused. Unequivocally, without doubt. कभी कभी कोर्ट के सामने बोलते हैं unequivocally. On the strength of the said documents being annexure P1, P3 and P4 as they stand, there was an unequivocal admission on the part of the first respondent to have the said sum of rupees 20 crores received from the first petitioner on account of term deposit. Unequivocal admission, मतलब कोई डाउट के बिना एडमिशन है ये तो उनका. Consonance, in harmony. The respondent number 2 is directed to prepare the list of categories of the candidates basis of the respective decision of the Supreme Court in Rajesh Kumar Daria as well as Supra means upar wala, as well as in Mamta based Supra, consequentially in consonance with the rules notified in the notification, in harmony. They should be similar, कहना एक दूसरे से जुड़े हुए, अलग नहीं, not totally opposite, in consonance. Elicit, to draw or to obtain. The defense has not been able to elicit anything meaningful and beneficial in the cross-examination of the said witnesses. Sanghapriya has helped me today for these words. Very beautifully she has taken out. Thank you so much, Sanghapriya. Now, we go to the next part. Again, it is I would say, an extension of the court craft, how a lawyer should behave. I am also a lawyer. I may also make a mistake, but there are few things, if we follow, it do help us to get more success, to become a better lawyer, And there are so many things we can improve on ourselves, on our person, to become a better lawyer. The first one I would say, which is actually now this is a very useful thing. मेरी पूरी दुनिया इसी से चलती है, सभी की चलती है मेरे हिसाब से, because I travel a lot. So as a mother I know, as a family member I know how important the phone is. But my family knows I'm in a court, so they will not disturb me unless very important thing is coming up. So in 2 hours, 3 hours, when the time you sit in the court, don't scroll your phone. I had been to Madurai High Court recently, and there was a lecture by a very good orator. He had just started the profession by a very big name in the medical field. And he was telling the psychology of the judge and court is very important. Why the psychology important? When you are scrolling the phone, now किसी का कैमरा ऑन है अभी, वो फोन स्क्रॉल कर रहा है, आई मे नॉट लाइक इट, या तो आप कैमरा बंद रखो, घर पे जाओ. The court also wants to say that. The court doesn't say that because they know they have got tolerance power. कर रहे स्क्रॉल कर रहे हैं, ज्यादा पूछ लेंगे तो क्या बताएंगे, मैं तो जजमेंट पढ़ रहा था. जजमेंट पढ़ने के लिए लाइब्रेरी है भाई. So if you are in the court, either watch the proceeding, look at the judge because your matter is coming up. And even if your matter is not coming up, don't scroll the phone. Don't access your. It's important. One or two things will be important. I can understand. But if you sit for 1 hour and out of that, if you are more than on phone for 4 or 5 minutes, then it's not right. Always remember, don't scroll your phone, don't check your phone unless required, because the you are thinking judge is not watching you, he's watching you. Now, dress code. Dress code is very important part. I have discussed in the past also that if you go to the court, be in a proper uniform. Never ever go what is not prescribed as a lawyer, because civilians different है और हम लोग different है. आपको मैटर भी तभी मिलेगा जब आपके कपड़े ढंग के हो गए, लॉयर दिखोगे. We are not going for movie out there. I'm not commenting on anybody's clothes, but there is a uniform which you need to wear. It is very, very important that when you are before the court, it should be very decent. Also in library, in the court premises, wear uniform. I do not recollect in my 26 years of career ever gone in color clothes to the court area. Never, never, never. I have never gone on the working day, any day. Working day, never. Then punctuality. I would say this is one of the important uh, aspect of your success. If you are punctual, everybody know Amitabh Bachchan. He is known for his punctuality, and he is number one still in the when he is 80 plus. Because producer को मालूम है ना, tension नहीं है, he is likely to come. So they may cast him. Your client will cast you or appoint you or engage you only when they know you will come before the client. नहीं तो क्लाइंट को बोलना है कि देखना जाके जज है नहीं है, जज साहब को बोलना केस पीछे रख दो. Why he has engaged you? No, no, don't do that. If you reach before a client, let me tell you, client का respect बहुत बढ़ जाता है. Once you become a senior, you have a junior, that is all right. At least be in touch with SMS, WhatsApp. I'm reaching. There may be urgency 1 or 2 days, but every day if you are reaching after your client reaches the court, then also it's a wrong thing. Also, when the case is called out, you are not present, wrong thing. I'll tell you one example. If your client case calls, suppose you have to apply for exemption of your client. Your matter is called out at 11 o'clock and at 11:09 at 9 minutes, and you reach at 11:15. Warrant is taken out in criminal proceeding. What can you do? You can't do anything. Again, you have to move the application, tell before court it is my mistake. Also explain the client also, it is my mistake. This happened, judge has done this. Don't ever do that. Try to reach on time. Take half an hour. I have met one lady lawyer, Pranoti, I remember. I always used to say, you are always on time. What did she tell me? It has remained with me. She told me that I always think trains will be late, there will be traffic, half an hour. So I start early. So I at least reach before time to the court. There is a buffer time. Now, the next most important, sometime we do not receive the client's call. Of course, there are people who are very, very busy, I understand. But I would say you in a day, you will get maximum 5 to 10 calls of the client. That is our profession. If I don't pick up the call, if I don't SMS the date, don't WhatsApp the date, I don't reply to their WhatsApp, where the client will go? He has engaged me. At least I have to reply. And phone, I understand if you're in court, you don't pick up the phone. Or you give your timing to the client that mostly if you call me, call after 2 p.m. onwards and message me other time if it is urgent. Or at least you get a call from your client, entertain your client by at least WhatsApp message that I will call you back. If you don't pick up your client's call, I'm sure in the long run, it is not going to benefit you. You have to pick up your client. You have to engage. I see many lawyers don't replying back 3 days, 4 days to the client. Sometimes they don't even reply. I understand clients may be irritating, possibly. Clients may be uh, asking same thing again and again to explaining. Then don't we ask the doctor same thing? We also do that. We also call our doctors. But the legal profession is such that it is not easy. It is very unpredictable. And in legal profession, the life is involved. The man may go inside. The whole family is in a lot of trauma. So it is very important that you pick up the call. They need any papers, give it to them. Give a copy to the client always, because in case your file is lost, at least your client has a copy. So never ever avoid client's call. Answer that afterwards. It's not important that I would say if you're in a hurry, I can understand. And sometimes there are, I see clients calling from new numbers, or the new client will always call for new numbers. People say, I do not pick up unknown calls. How you will get new client will always call you from new number. Every client's number will not be saved with you. So if you don't pick up the call, you don't call the back, you lose a new client. Always remember that. Then next, what I have observed, it talking in the courtroom, not courtroom privacy, courtrooms, where the judge is taking the evidence, calling up the cases, and you are disturbing. Two friends are discussing at the back. I see seniors, but that is okay. They know how to control it, what to speak. Don't discuss in the court. Meeting में meeting नहीं होनी चाहिए. I always tell. The reason is when court is going on, court is in a session. Don't talk. Please do not talk. If you have any urgent thing, call that person, other lawyer, your client outside and talk to them. Keep your junior inside. Tell your friend to watch for the case. And never ever, I would always suggest never ever come out, because 1 minute, यहाँ वो बोलते हैं ना, नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी, वैसे नजर हटी केस कॉल आउट होके चला गया, ऐसे हो जाता है. तो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, नेवर एवर come out of the court premises, court rooms, unless your case is over. Because sometimes what happens in a form, I've seen high court ka board big collapse hota hai. It was 8 number and suddenly it is 30. It was 30 and suddenly we see it is 38. और हम लोग सोचते हैं अपना serial number 42 आराम से आएगा. You never know it. So always remember, whenever you are in the courtroom, don't chat. It's not right. Because court is watching you. एंड नजर जाती ही जाती है जब दो लॉयर्स बात करते हैं. एंड कोर्ट विल नॉट लाइक फ्रॉम डायस से, नोबडी विल लाइक इट. And the last and most important, if you can take this from today's lecture, I would say it is the most important part. Never, never argue with the judge. Argue your case, but don't argue with the judge. If judge is saying it is black, keep quiet. Never ever argue with the judge. Argue your case. Put up your points firmly, but never argue with the judge. The reason I will tell you. Positive order भी judge देने वाला है. Negative order भी judge देने वाला. I'll tell in English also. Positive or negative order is going to come from the presiding officer. So never ever argue with the judge. If you argue with the judge, what happens? Judge remembers you and is taking it very personally. केस किसका है? क्लाइंट का है. लिटिगेशन किसका है? यू आर नॉट लिटिगेंट, you are lawyer, attorney. You are just putting up his or her case before the court. So never argue with the presiding officer. Just please, just put up your points, give your documents, and be humble. If you are humble with the judge, if you are humble with the court people, they are bound to give you some accommodation in date, some accommodation time. If I go some court regularly, I tell court, can I come at 1 o'clock for this matter? Can I request for matter to be kept in second session? And trust me, the court mostly comply with your request. Now, next is very most important. Some people argue with the other side lawyer. To some extent, it's fine, but never insult the opponent lawyer. Never. You can talk to him in a firm language. He's your learned brother or learned sister or learned friend, whatever you want to address. Do not argue with the opponent client. Argue. You put up your arguments. Argue your case. Don't argue with the opponent lawyer or opponent client as well. अपने क्लाइंट के साथ तो बहस करनी ही नहीं है, अपोनेंट क्लाइंट के साथ भी बहस नहीं करनी, अपोनेंट वकील के साथ भी. It is very easy to say we are friends, we are from the same fraternity. Yes, but it is very difficult to maintain that. Let me tell you, I am the example where my opponent lawyers have referred me Supreme Court case, though they are my opponent here in some other cases. Why? You know why? Because I have not taken it personally. क्योंकि आई बिलीव एक क्लाइंट की भी किस्मत होती है और एक केस की भी किस्मत होती है. आई हैड केसेस in a year there were 5 dates were given, all the 5 days the judge was on leave in one matter. So it is a, I would say, destiny of the client sometime. It's not that I was not trying. And she was asking how come judge is on मेरे डेट पे ही छुट्टी पे था. मैं बोली, it's not that, there are already 98 cases listed on that day. So for your case he will not come. It's not like that. But client से दिमाग में ले लेते हैं. It is my duty to explain, no? So there are ways to take the matter that taken on board, and you can tell the court there are three or four dates. All the dates were where the court was on leave. Never say judge was on leave. Say court was on leave. These are the legal language, legal jargon you have to understand. So never argue with the opponent lawyer and opponent client. You are not litigant. You are a lawyer putting up your client's case. You are honest to your client. That is okay. And when you are, when you're, I would say poly with you, but you're little humble and decent with the opponents, it helps you to sort it out. I would say I was able to sort out at least 20% of cases because I, an opponent lawyer, never had any quarrels with each other, never fought like that. Outside, I was decent. It was my duty. He or she may be different to me. Let them be. But in the long run, trust me, they will appreciate you. Anita is always decent. And even be kind to the. Sometimes we know our apne client ka galti, my client's mistake. That time, I won't say go and help the other side. No, that's not our duty. Our duty to look after our client's interest. But in the interest of the justice, try to bring the matter to a table where both can talk to each other and sort it out. When it is my client's mistake. In check bouncing cases, if it is my client's mistake, who is the accused, who has taken the money, I explain him. You need to give money. That is not against profession. See, when mediation started, I do not recollect the judge name, but if I recollect it rightly, I have heard Justice Bhagwati said, mediation lawyers should encourage mediation because matters settle होंगे. And he, you know what he told? He told कि अगर सागर में से एक लोटा, आई रिमेम्बर दिस वर्ड्स, हिंदी में बोला था उन्होंने, सागर में से एक लोटा कम हो गया तो कुछ कम नहीं होगा. केसेस विल नॉट बी रिड्यूस. इनफैक्ट व्हेन यू मीडिएट द केस, the clients are happy and they may engage you again. So always remember that being nice, being punctual, being decent, being humble, being nicely dressed, it all helps you to become a better lawyer, good lawyer. So thank you so much. This was all for sessions today.